Peace to the collective, peace to the tribe. I did a quick little Instagram reel, but my notes was way too robust for me not to talk about it. Y'all know I'm trying with these reels and these TikToks, but I be having to explain shit. I don't know, maybe it's me. But I'm pulling up my notes now. I'm about to go over this goddamn card, because more than talking about it, I actually experienced it. So that's kind of how I do my spirituality. It's not all books and looks with me. I be actually going through a lot of this shit. And what I've been going through is a lot of pain. Like real pain. Like real live pain. But it wasn't nothing like, don't cry for me, Argentina. It's a part of the journey. It was a part of, healing. It's a part of releasing. It's a part of growing. So the card of the day was the Five of Wands. All fives deal with Mars. Mars deals with Ogun and Gevara. This is war. This is action. This is conflict. This is destructive energy. But when you look at destructive energy, you like, I don't want to deal or touch that destructive energy. But you got to understand, if you don't tap into destructive energy, then how you going to get rid of your bullshit? You going to love your bullshit away? You going to kiss your bullshit away? You going to have to destroy it. You going to have to obliterate it. I was watching Vlad TV, and he had this old black dude that used to play golf with Michael Jordan. And a long story short, he said, man, you got to kill a flea with a sledgehammer. And in this society, in this culture, you don't deal with destructive energy at all. Let's look at destructive energy like bleach. If you don't use bleach, then your bathroom ain't clean. I don't care who you is. So you gonna do the loving way to clean your bathroom, and you got bacteria and all that. No, you got to destroy that type stuff. So Ogun is a destructive energy, but he's destroying the negative energy. He's destroying the demons. He's destroying all of the things that will ultimately harm you and obstruct your spiritual path. What is pain? Pain is telling you something is awry and you need to act. And that's what Ogun represents. So fives is Mars, Ogun, and also fire energy. Wands is fire. But what is fire? We can say fire, but what actually is fire? Fire is heat, right? We can bear witness to fire, but as I stated earlier in a previous video, got all types of fucking videos, but you gotta do something to make fire create. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta strike a match or set some logs on fire. So the energy is ever present. To make it visible, you have to create a formulaic experience to create the visual experience of fire. But the actual fire represents the unseen. That's why Aries is the first sign. Because if you don't understand the unseen, you don't know shit. But most people don't understand the unseen. And when I'm talking, I don't want to get all like hocus pocus or nothing, but the unseen is like your moods, right? Can you explain your moods? You ever had a chemical imbalance and been angry and have no reason to be angry? There's somebody living a life that you would fucking die for, mad as fuck right now. Because it's an inner journey. So once again, it ain't complicated to figure out where your pain lies, because it's your pain that you deal with it. The complicated part is that people not willing to deal with it. I'm a Ogun resonator. I'm a Ogun archetype, and most people don't like me because I come to destroy the thing that is holding you back. But what I came to realize is people rather hold on to the thing that's holding them back than actually destroy it. So it's real easy to look at me as a bad guy. Oh, I had this and now I don't have it no more. It's all your fault. Who said you were supposed to have that? So moving forward, God is sex. God, fire is also kundalini, passion. To be attracted to somebody is an unseen force. That's what y'all don't understand. It's fat, ugly people in love and having the most wonderful, loving time. And it's beautiful, beautiful people who would never find love as long as they live. And they'll go to sleep every night with a fucking tear-soaked pillow because ain't nobody loved them, because they refused to tap into the unseen forces of the universe, and they only cared about the things that they saw on the surface. So once you start talking about spiritual things, you're talking about fire, you're talking about sex, you're talking about energy, and you're talking about intelligence. Intelligence ain't what you're thinking about. Intelligence is, oh, I'm feeling this thing and let me act accordingly. That's the only way you know that you're being intelligent, because you're literally solving a problem, and that's compelling you to act. But acting in what manner? In reference to the spiritual journey, you must destroy the ego. Because until you destroy the ego, it's going to hinder you. It's going to hinder you in your relationships. It's going to hinder you in your money. It's going to hinder you in every aspect, because it's something about you that is fucked up that you don't destroy. And most women suffer. Most women don't want an Ogun archetype. They want a Shango archetype, because the Shango archetype is going to fuck the shit out you no matter what you did yesterday. A Shango archetype just wants some pussy, and y'all want to fuck him. So it's a match made in heaven until he moves on to fuck the next chick. Why is it that most of the dudes that you like ended up cheating on you? Because he was a Shango archetype, and you're not even attracted to an Ogun archetype. Your idea of being single must be destroyed once you deal with an Ogun archetype. Because what's the point of being single when you're in a relationship? It don't make sense. But a lot of y'all be with Ogun archetypes and y'all fuck them on the low. I'm an Ogun archetype, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Y'all rather go out to dinner with me. I can date 100 women, and not one of them ask me about my wife and kids. As if I just don't got them. Because what they really, truly want is the healing. But then when I tell them, well, the healing comes in the form of destruction. Any idea that you had that's holding you back from your growth needs to be destroyed. Chicks be like, all right, I want to start a YouTube channel. All right, show up every day. No, I thought you had like the life hack, the backward pass. No, destroy your job. And if any woman decides to do social media, she'll be successful because she's a woman. This is for women. Men aren't supposed to be successful in doing this shit. Okay. But the problem is like, I see a person one day post something, won't see him another 6 months, post some shit. Like, that's inconsistent. So fire within itself is a destructive energy. Ogun is a destructive force. And a lot of people be living in a matrix and then deal with me and think I'm supposed to help them live in the matrix. And I can't help you do that, because I don't live in the matrix. I ain't saying that I'm right or wrong. I'm just letting you know. This spiritual journey for me came out of pain. It was birthed through pain. And so you talking to me and you dealing with me, I'm imagining that you've been through comparable pain as me, and you now are seeking the healing. And the reason that you seek it in the process of seeking the healing is destroying the ego. So you got to start looking at your family different, your friends different, your neighborhood different, your job different, your supervisors different. And most of y'all not strong enough to do that. Most of y'all too concerned with people who not. Let's talk about consciousness though. Conscious is meaning to be aware. Aware of what? Aware of your soul. Most people are not aware of their soul. So if you're not aware of your soul, you're not really aware of shit. And that's just the end of the story. But when you start to be aware of your soul, to say maybe it's more to life, and maybe I need to redirect, maybe I need to repurpose myself, that's your soul talking to you. And you can say, well, but my mama said, and my daddy said, and my friend's doing this, and I got a baby daddy, and but my soul is telling me something specific. If your soul telling you something specific, you should do that shit consistently until it cracks. If you feel crazy when doing it, just trust that your soul is telling you to do this. However, when you're in a place where you're trying to make people happy and trying to follow another person's direction, you are going to be messed up. You're just going to be messed up because nobody can talk to you like your soul is. But the problem that most people are not going to deal with their soul is because they chasing the high of a good life. All the people that y'all follow and share and repost be the successful people. This is facts. Y'all not talking about the alchemy of the homeless person that was a homeless person but now got them a 1-bedroom apartment. Way more impressive than a millionaire son getting $1 million invested in his music career, paying for ads on Spiritual World, paying for streams on Spotify, paying for views on YouTube, and then got your attention tapped into it, and you just like, it don't matter. Ain't nothing successful out here. It's your pain, you facing it, and you alchemizing it. That's all. That's life, yo, because it's you and your body. And then it's a whole bunch of distractions. And what are they distracting you from exactly? If you think about it, if you really think about it, everything is distracting you from your pain. One's in the chat if that makes sense. In the Bible, it tells us that our God is an all-consuming fire. So if God is the most beneficent energy on the planet and God is a fire, then he must be trying to destroy some shit. What is he trying to destroy exactly? Is he trying to destroy your lace front? Is he trying to destroy your BBL? Is he trying to destroy your job that you just got at the strip club bartending? Is he trying to destroy your CDL certificate that you just got? No, he's trying to destroy the bullshit that you carry with you, that you don't realize that you carry with you because you spend a majority of your time escaping your pain, running from your pain. I went through the most excruciating pain over the past 3 months. If God would have came down himself and said, to get rid of this pain, you need to go to a truck stop and suck dick for 5 hours, I would have seriously thought about it because that pain was crazy, y'all. It was crazy. But you know what I did? I took my shoes off. I took my socks off. I stood in the ground and I grounded, and I just was walking and talking to myself. And then eventually the solution came to me, and the solution was funny because I ain't have nothing but a toothache, right? I ain't have shit but a toothache, but boy, oh boy, if God would have told me to do it, I would have did it, because that was the lesson that God was trying to teach me. Because that toothache, boy, I wanted to jump off a fucking cliff. If I said I didn't have suicidal thoughts, I'd be a fucking liar. Like, that pain was excruciating, dog. Excruciating. And that's not even the funny part. We got our herb bin, right? We got our herb bin like right next, because I had a bad toothache. So to get over it, I would just pace back and forth, and I would pace back and forth to the herb bin. Walk right past the herb bin. I probably walked past the herb bin 50-11 times, y'all. 50-11 times walking past the herb bin. Cursing God, cursing my mom, cursing existence. Why do I deserve this pain? I could have went to that goddamn fucking weed. I said our weed. I couldn't even smoke. I couldn't eat. Couldn't do none of this shit. That was my vices, the things that I did to escape pain. I had to face it all. I was conscious. It says like I was conscious through it, and I pulled this card yesterday. These goddamn gnats is fucking my ass up. These gnats is fucking So anyways, I look at the damn, I don't know what had happened after I grounded. We went to Starbucks and I got me a Mint Majesty tea, and I started drinking the tea. And what was in the tea? The tea was shit that we had at home. So I drink the tea, I instantly feel better. I put the goddamn tea bag on my tooth. Rid of the pain instantly. So to rid myself of the pain, I'm just drinking teas. I slept like a baby last night. I woke up like, okay, we're gonna do this, I went to the dentist, got a root canal. That was sweet. I'm good. You feel me? The funny part is, those 2 days that I wasn't drinking the tea, when I very well could have, I got so much tea in this motherfucker. Like, I really be trying to research and learn about this shit. And then sometimes I get caught up in chasing money, going out to eat with chicks with fucking wigs on. Imagine, I got a sidebar, because I be pulling up to a restaurant and a chick would come sit down with a fucking wig on. It be all stiff and crinkly like. That shit gotta stop, ladies. Unless you going to church, unless you 65 and older, stop wearing them damn wigs, man. Anyway, because that shit always throw me and blow me. But yeah, but that was bullshit too, because I ain't have no business sitting in front of no chick wearing a wig in the first place, you feel me? That wasn't right in the first place, so maybe it's my karma. Anyways, I was doing a whole bunch of shit that I shouldn't have been doing. And the pain had to come. The pain had to come so I could start to analyze. Because put ones in the chat if you ever been going through shit, and ask God, if you can make it through this shit, you promise not to put yourself in that position again. Put ones in the chat if that ever happened to you. Because that's what it's about. If you actually think about it, you actually go through some shit because you a dumbass. My teeth wasn't hurting because the earth was cruel. My teeth was fucked up because I didn't take care of my shit. And the reality is that you put yourself in those. Let me speak for myself. I put myself in the position of having an abscess, and there's a multiple of things that I could have done to avoid it. And I didn't just wake up and think about my teeth. I've been going to the dentist consistently for the past 6 months trying to get it right. It just had all hit ahead, and I realized a whole bunch of things of how I was mismanaging my time and my life, and how I was taking a lot of shit for granted. You know what I learned? That I have a fucking wife, and I be complaining a lot about that experience within itself because I'm an asshole, and I'm ego driven, right? I want the things that everybody else got. I'm not see, people treat me like I'm some type of holier than thou person, and I get on these videos and try to disprove that because it's the truth. It's the literal truth. I have an ego that fucks up shit, and my wife, like, as much as I was incapacitated and literally paralyzed, our business didn't suffer. We still got orders out. We still managed to meet people and do the things that we need to do because my wife is fucking amazing. You understand? I didn't realize, I'd be a nigga that be complaining about shit as opposed to be like, you know what, thank you for living. And cause I be feeling myself. And ego have a weird way of reminding you that you really not shit for real. And you this close from sucking dick at a truck stop. So you need to humble yourself. So your sexual energy should not be seeking a random mate. Your sexual energy should be channeled into your spiritual work or actual work or what you plan to do with your life, or if you want a child. But I suggest you don't, because these niggas, it's like being with some Sour Patch Kids. They real sweet and sour at the same time. But sexual energy is powerful. Sexual energy can create life. And we all have this ability to harness, to channel. And we forget about it because we don't want to learn from ourselves and learn from our souls. And we don't want to really get into real serious unions with people, because the truth of it all, the reason why I don't trip, the reason why I don't go off on the deep end, because I know I'm projecting. I know I'm projecting even when I'm right. Because I studied Jung so much, and I studied the shadow so much, that I could be dead right in my argument. I could literally do research, be right, and still know that I'm projecting. That's how I know people be on bullshit when people probably wouldn't else know they on bullshit. Because everything is projection. Everything is shit that you should be doing that you're not doing because you don't channel your sexual energy correctly. Channeling your sexual energy is getting your mouth together, believe it or not. Channeling your sexual energy is dealing with a person that you really shouldn't be dealing with, believe it or not. Channeling your sexual energy is learning the boundaries and the depths of what you could actually accomplish in this life by utilizing your sexual energy for the things that you like to do, your habits. So how would you channel your sexual energy in real terms? If you're an artist, see, it be some cold ass artists that don't even be making music. I'm one included, for real. I don't even be making music like that, because I be too concerned with reducing my pain. But the reality of my pain is it might birth the idea that might make me a millionaire overnight. I could come up with a song and promote it and market it and make money doing it. I just don't do it, because I'm too busy chasing a dollar. So I'm not channeling my pain. I'm not doing the work for me. I'm an artist. I'm a musician. I make music. But I haven't been doing that for whatever reason. Kids just be loud for no reason. Just loud for no reason. So, when you look at the Five of Wands, it's a whole bunch of people throwing sticks at each other. It's good. It's a whole bunch of people throwing sticks at each other. And they don't mind hurting each other. Hurt people. So part of the pain is separating from your friends and family because you might be astray. You can't help but to be astray when you're dealing with friends and family, because your friends and family ain't doing this spiritual work. They ain't trying to know their soul. They ain't trying to activate their chakras. They look at it as a joke. Honestly, I would too. If I'm not interested in it, if I'm full blown in my ego. Like, let me backtrack. Why did I start doing this spiritual shit and start talking about this shit? Death. Unexplainable death. bone chilling death, being awakened in the middle of a peaceful sleep and telling me that somebody has died that I just was talking to that just had called me and I missed the call. And the last time we talked about how much we loved each other. And then you just never are able to talk to them again. That's very painful. It's not a pain that you can get away from either. It's not a pain that you can solve through a conversation, through a reading. Because trust me, in my pain, I got a lot of spiritual readings. I tried it all. I did it all. And when I talk to y'all the way that I talk to y'all is because I've been through the shit that y'all been through. But what I'm trying to say is that you're not identifying the problem. You chasing the high. You looking for this good experience that you think spirituality is going to help you get. And it may help you get it. But you will have to go through your pain first. You is not going to impress a nigga by doing some shit that a person could have done who's not conscious at all. You're not going to impress me by wearing a whole bunch of different clothes from all over the world that you bought. That's just clothes. Don't make you spiritual to adorn yourself in the latest fashions. The reality of your spiritual journey, for you to be conscious and aware of your soul and to be directed, is for you to address your pain and whatever it is. And start to do the work and the healing work around it. And it don't have to be deep. It very well could be deep. But it's something that it could be. It's something as simple as working out. It could be something as simple as doing your hair, watching a hair tutorial instead of throwing on a fucking ugly ass, stupid ass wig. You not ugly, you not stupid, but that wig sure is. Watching a hair tutorial might be a way of escaping or addressing some pain that you're experiencing. For me, man, I would just, let my hair grow out because I didn't want to deal with the pain of paying money to get my hair cut or whatever the case may be. I could learn to cut my shit for real. But if looking good is important to me, I got to face the pain of, here you go, nigga, here go this money, line my ass up. Or if it's too much money, then I'm going to address the pain. I'm going to learn. I'm going to get on there, do some haircut tutorials, probably fuck my shit up for a couple of months. But then after that, keep my shit cut. But whatever you not solving, whatever you not taking, like, addressing, is completely because you're afraid of the pain. But the pain is trying to teach you something very valuable, and the lesson is learned through pain. And I don't know how this actually would look for y'all, because y'all be really crazy, right? Be really, really crazy about the shit that y'all be going through. And I don't mean crazy in a negative way. I mean crazy like weird crazy. So this is also a card of conflict. Conflict feels, the Five of Wands, it feels like conflict. It feels like a fight. But somebody got to be right. Imagine being in a relationship and everybody is agreeing with everybody. Sometimes people even try to do that shit. Like I'm sure me and my wife tried to accomplish that at a certain point. But one idea has to win because there's only one steering wheel. And the pain of reducing the facts of you driving the vehicle when you want to drive the vehicle, or the pain of you actually having to drive the vehicle when you never wanted to drive the vehicle, is going to be something that you're going to have to address because you're a fucking adult. So this brings us up to responsibilities and accountabilities. Very simple stuff. But sometimes it's very simple, right? But at the same time, ones in the chat, it's normal to hear how a person had a conflict and then they stop fucking with them. But you should know that if ever anything was going to be successful, y'all would have had to know how to resolve conflicts. So as simple as it sounds that conflicts need to be resolved, y'all niggas sure run a fucking marathon soon as conflict even peeps his head around. It's as if things had to be specifically congruent and perfect for you to move forward. But then a person is sit back and confused as why things ain't working for them. You could do whatever you actually wanted to do if you was willing to resolve the conflict in maybe beginning something or not knowing, okay, I'm doing this barbershop tutorial and I'm gonna fuck my hair up a couple of times. It's not like, well, if I do this barbershop tutorial, I gotta be perfect the first time or I'll never do it again. And I'm transposing that into our relationships. And then trying to elucidate the fact that if it's a conflict, a guttural conflict, and you solve that guttural conflict, then you might have a beautiful relationship on your hand. So the beautiful relationship that you might see another person have, they might have encountered that pain that I'm speaking of and let it guide them. And then the wisdom of each other and the wisdom how to co-create that pain is a foundation. But it seems as though people are being taught that would be toxic or trauma bonding. So once again, trauma bonding versus bonding, because bonding should just be natural, good, and easy and perfect. Well, what if a problem arises? Then you just leave them, right? Nobody left the relationship because they resolved it peacefully and amicably. People left because they couldn't resolve a conflict. But I say that was never the goal, to resolve a conflict. That's why the conflict was never resolved. So pain leads you to your soul and then creates the wisdom of your life. Wisdom comes from pain. Your soul comes from pain. Pain could be variable. For me, pain is signaled as death. Death is the absolute worst thing, unexpected thing that I would not want to experience. I don't fully understand it now, today, because it's that powerful. Like, I don't fully understand love. I don't fully understand death. These are what I'm still learning and studying for. Spiritual masters are people who have mastered the physical and are acting like they have a spiritual relationship. But as a spiritual scientist, there are still questions out there that needs answering. So with that being said, pain inspired me to do all of the things that I do, to help all the people that I help, to move the way that I help. Pain inspired me. So when you look at the tarot, you have the fives. And in the Thoth Tarot deck, the fives are as follows. Strife, worry is the five of disc. The five of cups is disappointment. And the five of swords is defeat. So strife, worry, defeat, loud for no reason. And strife, worry, defeat, and disappointment. All negative connotations, but I think everybody should understand that negativity is the precipice to greatness. All movies, there is a climax, and fives represent that climax. How are you going to solve the problem? Most of us don't recognize the problem that we're actually solving, thus we forgo our spiritual journey. People would be looking at another person like that person is not doing the right thing spiritually, but I don't give a fuck what anybody is doing spiritually. I have to follow my own path. And the only way that I'm putting two and two together is because I'm doing the study of the tarot, and then I'm relating it to my actual pain that I'm actually experiencing and how much wisdom that is actually giving me while I was going through it. Like, I wasn't complaining or sad about it, and I was still taking business. It just was hurting like shit, and I wanted it to stop. But even deeper, you have the fives, and following the fives, you have the Six of Wands is victory. The Six of Cups is pleasure. The Six of Swords is education. And the Six of Discs is success. Right? So these are all four positive connotations cards. So right after the negative experience, we move right into positive experiences. What Spirit is teaching me, because I'm yet to learn this, but what Spirit is teaching me is that before I experience good, I have to learn the lessons. And sometimes the lessons that I have to learn are painful. But if I'm willing to learn the painful lesson, then I can ensure the victory of my intention. Because the reason that I have an intention is because there's something that is holding me back. Because if nothing was holding me back from it, I would already have it. So that's why Mars in Ogun becomes one of the most powerful energies upon the pantheon, because it's destroying the obstacle to your overall success. And it's like standing in front of a wall and imagining that that wall is forever, and then one day that wall removes itself and now you're opened up to the real world. And that's what it's like. But I can't give nobody that. You're going to have to get that for yourself. And the way that you get it is by addressing and escaping your pain. And a lot of it is like exterior, which you have to destroy that. And sometimes you destroy it by living a better life. I can't not take care of myself and live a good life. And the best life that I could live is a life where I take care of myself. It's kind of weird and odd, and I probably said that before, but maybe I'll get it one day. All right, so yeah, I think I said what I needed to say, but check out the video on YouTube if you might. It's a little shorter than what I did, but it's a very interesting concept, because at the same time of me seeing people chase their dreams, I'm also seeing people escape their pain, and that's some crazy shit, you know? I would say face your pain, heal from your pain, and remove the energy that's blocking you from living. Like, if you have a goal, intention, or something that you're working for, then it's easy. It's simple. You just have to unionize with it. You have to be one with it. And whatever is blocking you to become one with that, this is what the energy is for. But I'm going to drop these cards as much as I can. I feel like I love tarot cards. I love studying them. I love breaking them down. And I know so much about them that I just like, well, it's kind of fucked up if I don't share. So it's like, I'm not doing this for no other reason but to help people learn. And one of your greatest teachers is sitting down with your pain, working through your pain, and destroying that shit. Because all of the shit that you wanted, even when you get it, it's going to feel so much better because you ain't carrying that baggage, right? Definitely do some live readings. I don't know about when, though, because these goddamn mosquitoes, they want me like the truckers want me. And, yeah, I see y'all on the flip side. Maybe do some live readings if my wife tell me to do it. Maybe I can do some live readings with her. That'd be crazy.